Hi everyone, this is Maya from NEONEX. Today we're trying a new format with this new kind of podcast because we would like to give you some insights on how the past few months have been here at NEONEX. Obviously, as many other businesses around the world, we had to change our way of working to quite an extent in order to tackle the current corona situation. But first of all, for all of you who don't know us, Stauffen Digital NEONEX is a management consultancy for the digital transformation of factories and supply chains. So what changed? Above all, of course, the traditional on-site management consulting, so working face-to-face with the customer, is just not possible at the moment. Today, I am talking to my colleague Jochen, who is senior partner and NEONEX co-founder. He is currently, just like all other colleagues, consulting clients remotely. Hi, Jochen. It's nice to have you here. How are you? How have things been in the last couple of weeks?
Well, hi Maya. I'm glad to be here with you in this podcast. Well, the last few weeks were very intense, but surprisingly good. The virus forced us to do something what we would like to have done while years before, um, namely to extend our consulting services to remote consulting and just use the possibility to work together in a remote way, regardless of any location.
Okay, that sounds good. Can you maybe explain what working remotely actually means?
Well, working remotely, consulting remotely means that the meetings and the workshops take place via an online collaboration tool. So for example, we are using Microsoft Teams in combination with another tool like Mural. It's a visual tool for making visual walls and take post-its and just make meeting notices and work together in an online way. So in the end, we are basically video checking, and our clients are in their factory or like other countries where the coronavirus led to a shutdown, like in Greece, Mexico, and Germany. They are sitting at home, but we are doing our online workshops or our workshops like we would have done in in a presence way. We are doing via this online tool.
But how is this working? Isn't it very difficult if you, as the consultant, don't see the factories from the inside?
Well, this is what we thought in the beginning and what especially our customers thought in the very beginning. But actually, it's working quite well. So why? What are the secrets behind this? First of all, you need to focus more on digital data. So you need to get the figures maybe from an ERP, from an MES system, um, from a production data acquisition tool, and so on and so on. And you need to analyze this data, which we are doing with our tools like our automatic value stream analytics tool and other analytics tool. And so we are getting a very clear picture, which is maybe not so visual like we would be on site, but it's far more accurate. And second, well, clients need to take over more tasks and so a greater responsibility for themselves. So they always have homework to do and they have to prepare the workshops by themselves to a very big extent. For example, if we cannot visit a shop floor, it is their task to map the complete value stream digitally. So we are giving them a tool and as well as a structure, and they have to fill it. And in this way, we don't need to see a factory from the inside. We have some pictures, we have some impressions, we can take some videos, and based on this data, our image which we get is, I would say, by far better than it is in a visual way.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. How is the participation in those video workshops? I'd assume it's quite difficult to keep people focused.
Well, yes. Indeed, video workshops are much harder than face-to-face meetings when it comes to concentration. In an online meeting, there are so many things that could distract yourself and the participant, and the workshop moderator is so far away. However, as a workshop moderator, so I practice it now for almost 2 months. I think I realize when the participants are distracting themselves, and so you can approach them, talk to them, and get them back to the workshops. And there, however, there are some rules we figured out during the last weeks. How to do these online workshops. And one example is it is most important to limit the duration of these workshops to, let's say, most 2 hours. And then the people need some time for recreation, maybe at least half an hour. The second thing is you need to give people some tasks to do. So if you have a presentation, it is most important that this presentation is not more than 15 minutes, so a very, very short time. And then you need to set up an interactive work where all people can be involved. And this involvement could, for example, take place using this online tool Mural, or Miro is a different online tool, or Microsoft Whiteboard is a different tool which you can use for it. And so you can make some surveys, you can make interactive brainstormings and so on. And using this tool, you can keep the people focused. And in this way, it works quite well.
So what would you say were or was the biggest effort changing from analog to digital working?
Well, I would say it was the preparation for this digital workshops. If you do a workshop remotely, let's say using video or using online collaboration tools like Mural or Miro, then you really need to prepare these workshops from A to Z to be effective. First of all, the time you spend making presentations. So, for example, if you have a whole day, then it's no problem to do a presentation for 45 minutes or for 30 minutes and then have an interactive discussion. Well, but if you are doing video workshops, then 15 minutes is the biggest extent a presentation can have. Otherwise, people will go and get some coffee in between and not listening to it. So you need to concentrate the messages that you want to transfer to these 15 minutes, or divide it in 2 presentations where you can do some interactive stuff in between. And to get a complex topic like a value stream design, for example, to get it done within, or to get done a step in this value stream design within 2 hours, which you would normally do within 1 day, you really need to plan minute by minute, and you got to know your customer very, very well in order to get this effective.
Okay, I see. And would you say you are effective? And what is the client's feedback?
Well, the clients are surprised, and they are happy how good this is all working. So, for example, we have a customer in Greece that we just started the cooperation, and then the coronavirus struck Greece and struck Germany, and everything went to a shutdown. However, the factory is still producing, so they managed to continue producing, and nobody, the customer especially, did not want to cancel the project or to delay the project. So it was so important to continue this digital transformation and to deliver quick results that we were forced to use this remote consulting. And in the beginning, they were very skeptical. They said, okay, let's test maybe one workshop, maybe 2 workshops, and then we will get the people's feedback and figure out how everything went and what were the results. But the people's feedback was very well. So we got a good feedback, a very, very positive feedback, because we are somehow much more productive in consulting. So the fact that we need to integrate our customers in the preparation and in the collecting data, making special photos or special videos from the factory leads to a much bigger involvement and commitment of all people which are inside the project. So your customer is not only involved, he has to be strongly committed, and this leads in the end to a much better productivity in consulting. So
okay, great.
They are not really saying, Mr. Schlick, don't ever come back here in person, but they are quite happy with the progress we are making using this online consulting.
Okay, that's great. So your overall conclusion seems to be really positive. What does that mean for the future of consulting, like also after the current crisis?
Well, we will definitely keep remote workshops in our portfolio. The usage of online tools, data-based consulting, the increased intensity of video meetings, this leads to a completely new consulting approach, which has a much higher effectivity and efficiency that we knew before. And I'm really happy that in our customer group, the use of online tool has really reached the shop floor. This means in all consulting projects, we can now make use of this much increased energy. And in the end, this online consulting and remote consulting leads to a significantly increased benefit for the customer and a completely new customer experience.
Okay, that's great to hear. So the crisis forces us to find a better way of working, which delivers a whole new customer benefit. Thank you, Jochen, for your time and these insights. I wish you all the best with the projects. And thank you out there for listening. If you'd like to have further information on working remotely as a consultancy, or you're interested in NEONEX services, please don't hesitate to contact us. But for now, and most important, all the best and stay healthy, everyone.